Good morning, Patrick here from Complete Health. And I had to learn a very unfortunate lesson this week about looking after things. So it wasn't necessarily anything that I had personally done, but I purchased a car 3.5 years ago. It was a little 1 Series BMW. And unfortunately, it's just gone in for its MOT, and the likelihood is my little BMW is not going to pass its MOT and is probably not going to be worth fixing the car based on the value and the amount of work that it's probably going to need doing. And it's really interesting because personally, since I've had this car, I've looked after it incredibly well. But I do very solidly remember that the first time I ever took my car in for its first service and MOT after I bought it, the gentleman that serviced and MOT'd it for me did say that there was quite a lot of things that had not been properly maintained on the car. Stuff like spark plugs, oil filters, oil changes. So the first time he actually did all of the work on my car and rejigged and retweaked everything, the oil was really thick and black. He had to do a full flush through and had to replace the lot. He had to replace half the spark plugs on my car, and it was a bit of a mess. And it's interesting because we all know that if we don't maintain something, that thing is going to break, damage, die, whatever. And this was exactly what was true with my car. Now, interestingly, if I asked you the question, if you were only ever going to get one car, if you were only ever going to get one car in your lifetime, so just imagine that my BMW that's just broken down, imagine that was the only car that I was ever going to receive in the whole of my life. How would you take care of that car? And why would you take much better care of that car? Well, the reality of it is true. If you knew that for the whole of your life, you were only ever going to get one, you would make sure you put the right fuel in it. You would make sure you service it properly every year. You would make sure that you check the tires. You would make sure that the oil was well topped up. You would make sure that the tire pressure was good. You would make sure that you would replace things early enough to make sure that it wouldn't have a knock-on effect on other parts on the car. And you know for a fact that if you spent a little bit more at the beginning and spent a little bit more time, a little bit more energy, and a little bit more money on that car at the beginning, it would have a long and fruitful life. Now, the reality of it is true with our bodies. And it's interesting because I'll see tons and tons of patients that will come in, but they do not take their problem seriously enough. E.g., blood pressure. Oh, I've just got high blood pressure. You haven't just got high blood pressure. You've got high blood pressure. High blood pressure is an incredibly high risk of having a heart attack. Oh, I just had a minor heart attack. There's nothing minor about a heart attack. You had a heart attack. I just had a minor car crash. Well, the most minor car crash that I've ever heard of from a patient is driving his car 80 miles an hour off the side of the motorway and rolling the car 3 times. And it was considered minor because he got out of the car after the accident. And the reality of it is true. If we minimize these problems over time, they will build and they will grow and they will create bigger issues with our health. So just imagine your health a little bit like your car. If you're only ever going to get one, which we only get one body, if you're only ever going to get one, what are you going to do with it? Are you going to take specific care of it, or are you going to just let it burn out? Just some food for thought. Patrick here from Complete Health. Have a lovely day and look after your body like you're going to look after it as if it's the only car you're ever going to have. Because guess what? We only get one body and there's no going back once the damage is done. Speak to you guys again soon. Take care for now.